Um, huh. Sorry. You're Cody Rhodes. Yes, the Vinlander Nightmare Cody Rhodes, WWE heavyweight fighter. Well, I've heard so much about you, you know. Well, the truth is, Rainbow Bride, learned, I know I've, I've known so much about you too. I heard so much about you too, about how you're entrusted with the cast and the light and the brightness and the beauty of the world, but not only this world, but all worlds that God has made. Well, yeah, that's true. I understand you're having a bind right now with a former, well, we could say with a WWE wrestler or overstar, John Cena. Yeah, as I like to call them, the wrestler overstar, the overstar wrestler. Yeah. But no, you can say wrestler now or skilled wrestler now. It's not forbidden. But they still card the wrestlers overstars. Hey, isn't it true that you you had to go outside of WWE to learn more about yourself and do new things before you knew that you had to go back to WWE? Yeah, that's true. I did leave WWE, which I had been there for years. I got my first wrestling learning at OVW, but I was working for W at the time. And then after I left WWE, I went to TNA, and then the NWA, and then ROH. And then I was in AEW, one of the ones that started AEW, along with Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong and Kenny Omega and Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson and whatever. But it didn't quite work out, and I went back to WWE. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you and John Cena had a. I'm sorry to hear that you and John Cena had a falling out. My forgivenesses, because I know how it is to have, to have a falling out with friends too, or, you know, at one time I had a falling out with Stormy, she's not a cast kid, she's a weather worker, and I guess we call her a cast worker now. Well, and she thought that I had gotten more ONLOOK than her, and she started warring against me. But once I sat down and had a talk with her, everything worked out. So I'm sorry that you and John Cena had a falling out. I think at the end of the day, all you and John Cena really need to do is have a talking out, Starlight says. Look, Rainbow, Starlight, Twink, I've had talks with John Cena, and it doesn't shift anything. John Cena is still the wretch that he was when he low blowed me, hit me in my own WWE heavyweight winning strap, and then first he guilted a WWE followership, then he guilted me for not being like him, and somehow he hates me. Why he shifted heel for the 2nd time is that he believes the W followership chose someone who's not worthy. Because I don't talk like him, I don't wrestle like him, and I don't wear the same kind of clothes he wears, and that I haven't been on top as long as he's been, and somehow that irked him, that angered him. So no, I have had talks with him, and it hasn't worked. Well, I'm sorry to hear it didn't work out, Twink says, but I believe, Cody Rhodes, I believe that you will beat him at Wrestle Madness, either night 1 or night 2, and you will still be the WWE heavyweight fighter. Well, thank you for believing in me, Twink. I believe that I will walk in Wrestle Madness night 1 or night 2, whatever night it's booked, and I believe I will beat John Cena, and I will still be the WWE heavyweight fighter at the end of the night. Look, Rainbow says, I'm also here. I want to say that sorry that you and John Cena had your falling out. And if there's anything I can do to make your day more brighter, let me know. Well, do you make rainbows? Because you got a rainbow strap on, so I guess you make rainbows. Believe it or not, I do. And this rainbow strap here was entrusted to me by God Almighty and Jesus the Son. And do you have any cast hers here, Twink? All right. You see that rainbow? Yes, Cody Rhodes says. Now that rainbow was God's oath to mankind and womankind that he would always love them and always forgive them and always and when would never ever end and would never ever flood the earth again like he did. And that rainbow, you see, was God keeping his oath every time. But as you know, the rainbow wasn't enough to keep mankind and womankind on the straight and the right. It wasn't enough to keep them from giving in to sin and misdeed. So God had to seek another way, and it was Jesus. And God had his son Jesus die for the sins of mankind and womankind, and have those sins atoned for, and those misdeeds atoned for as well, and to have them washed away, and always have that forgiveness, and to have a stead in heaven through God and through Jesus. Well, I did hear about the rainbow and the back saga behind the rainbow, but thank you for that rainbow. You know, Rainbow Brite. That's not your true name, is it? No, Rainbow Brite is more of a rank. My true name is Wisp. Well, that's an English name. And my true name is Cody Runnels, not Cody Rhodes, even though Rhodes is the ring name that I go by. It was good to meet you, Rainbow Brite and Twink and Starlite. And good to meet you too, Cody Rhodes. And good luck with your match with John Cena at WrestleMadness. Or WrestleMadness 41, because some folks get irked if you don't say the reckoning after the name. Well, thank you. And good luck with being the cast and the light and the brightness bringer. You're welcome. Well, as you can see, folks, that was off with that was me, Starlight, and Twink with Cody Rhodes, the WWE heavyweight fighter. Tell you what you think about this film. You know, give it a like. You know, share it, playlist it. All things you can do to every upload, live stream, and short. And have a rainbow day.